there, check that out. That's so beautiful because Donutsdad, he's part of the ABR team, and that's beautiful. That's probably the best answer so far when we were talking art.
And that was drawn by my daughter, whose nickname is Donut. So it was perfect.
Oh my, I'm like almost tears here. Like, I have a kids also that. We have Donutsdad. Is that Donutsdad?
Yes.
Donutsdad here, and something amazing has just happened. He is the champion of Alliance 2023 in the World Championship. How does it feel? I'm getting goosebumps.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thinking about that.
It's intense to go through it. I feel like I gave myself the best shot. I had really good friends and teammates that really allowed me to get here. I borrowed a deck to qualify. Yeah. After I qualified, I figured I got to make a deck, and I had teammates that loaned me 3 different decks from 3 different teammates, so they all made it possible that I could even get here. And then I played it a bunch, and it seemed like it won a lot of games, so I figured I had a shot.
Awesome. I understood, if I understood correctly, from your team, there's 3 in total, like in Alliance and in Archon, 3 of you are in top 4. No. Was there only 2 of you only?
There was 2 from Reap out in the Alliance top 4, and then I was the only one from ABR in the top 4.
Oh, okay. Anyways. So, but how, okay, so what about, like, how did you practice? Like, you said you got the deck, did you practice it now, or have you practiced in several months, or how was it, how did it go?
So when I came into Las Vegas, I played a deck without practicing at all, but it was very good, and I was able to get through a few mistakes in the early rounds to qualify. Once I qualified, I was like, I should try and see what I can do to actually figure it out and make a better game plan. So my team was super supportive with throwing out some ideas, and I put together an alliance with 3 of their decks, and then I played that 100 times on TCO.
So as you can see, practice makes you a champion. So at least 100 times. If you think about how many times should I play? 100 times. Here's the example. Oh my goodness.
Played it 100 times at 175, and I was like, that's about as good as you can get.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Like around 100 games, and if you are around 75 usually on competitive TCO, that's usually says that that's good enough. So if you're at home and you're not here and you have that kind of deck, then you have a chance. Okay. But hey, Donutsdad, what's your real name?
Stuart.
Stuart. Nice to meet you, Stuart. By the way.
Good to meet you.
And what's your TCO nickname?
Donutsdad as well.
Okay, so Donutsdad is the TCO name. So if you see him on TCO, now you can go then and say, congratulations, buddy!
Thank you very much.
And how about, when did you start KeyForge?
Aviator got me into it along with some other family members, and I think it was 2019 right when it came out.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
And but if I would ask then the question, why do you play KeyForge nowadays? Like, what's the why?
To have fun with families and friends. I mean, that's the thing. Obviously, it's fun to be competitive and win, but it's also to hang out. The community here has been fantastic. I think of all the different friends I've made, people I've finally met in person. Yeah. Even some good friends who were nice enough to say, you did that wrong or you're wrong, and they were that kind of friend that were willing to even share some tough advice that was really helpful. So it's been fantastic to have that kind of people here supporting me.
Great. What's your... before the finals and before the result that happened here today, what was your most memorable moment in KeyForge?
That's a tough one. It probably would have been winning in Las Vegas in the semifinals, because that was the deck I had lost to in the original thing, and that played a few practice matches against that one and was able to find a way to get around it. Had to totally change the way I was playing, but I learned a lot and it was very good.
That's a cool answer, really. Wow.
I was playing a Genka deck, but it didn't archive a lot, and so instead of focusing on comboing, I had to just play all my cards and keep getting rid of his artifacts to keep him from doing what he did. Yeah. And so that was the right play, rather than trying to combo, was to just play the deck.
Awesome, really cool. What about what's your favorite card in KeyForge?
Probably Martian Generosity. It's so much fun. I bought one display of AOA when it came out, and I had one Genka deck in there that was above average. It was a lot of fun, and I played that one into the ground. Quickstone Stone's my other one. I opened one really good Quickstone deck when I was playing on New Year's Eve one time with Aviator. It was a lot of fun. Zambian and Max March, it's almost top tier. It's very good.
Yeah, Quickstone is beautiful. I'm a Star Alliance guy, so I like that kind of stuff. But what's your least favorite card?
Probably Infernus. I actually might have a couple Infernus decks at this point, but you always got to work around it. It's a challenge. 2 of the matchups I got through was figuring out how to win games against Infernus, but I only left one Martian Generosity in the discard one time entire time, because that was so dangerous. Every
Yeah.
other time it was just in hand or in archives.
Yeah, I heard about actually that matchup because there's the French guy, Petit Bot, if I'm correct.
That's correct.
And yeah.
It happened in earlier matches as well, but no, that one I played Martian Generosity. It was in the discard for one turn, and then I got it back.
Yeah, so, oh man, that's crazy. But
I think I drew like 7 Mars cards, and I just held it because I needed that on top of my deck so I could archive it. But I ended up archiving that one and playing another one. Yeah, so.
I mean, so as you can see, this is also one of the beauty thing in the KeyForge, right? When you play many different matchups, and then you suddenly need to change your game plan because of certain cards. So, sure, I appreciate Infernus, but that's one of my least favorite cards. So, it needs to be, but sometimes it feels so obnoxious.
It changes the game, just like many other good cards.
It feels like we're like combo players.
I tend to prefer decks that are quick and fast and just end. I probably have one Triple Infernus deck I played a lot, but those games take forever and it's very hard.
Exactly. What about then, what's your favorite artwork?
There is a sealed group that we are trying to launch here. We have Doug Endy.
I haven't thought that one through, so I don't have a great answer. I'm going to answer that with a slight caveat. Maybe we can share it on your post. My daughter did a picture of the ABR, but did it with my handle. So that's probably my favorite art. It's a variation on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. Let's see your chat or people. There, check that out. That's so beautiful because Donutsdad, he's part of the ABR team, and that's beautiful. That's probably the best answer so far when we were talking art.
So, and that was drawn by my daughter, whose nickname is Donut. So it's perfect.
Oh my, I'm like almost tears here. Like, I have a kids also that. Yeah, okay. Then what about formats? So what's your, if you, yeah, what? No, here's the thing. That's the question. What do you think about Alliance now overall? Obviously, you have been playing it, but like, what was your first thought about it when you heard about that? And then after playing it and now winning, like what's your overall thought about Alliance?
I've always appreciated variations in formats just because it forces you to think about things differently. Like I've really appreciated the ABR leagues because at least one week where they do something weird that just forces you to think outside the box, where there's like 25 creatures, 7 artifacts, other weird things like that where you have to do something different than you're used to and it makes you think through the game. So I really like different jank formats or different ones. Probably initially I liked adaptive because it always equals out the playing field, so I really like that format a lot. Because then in Alliance you have to have access to good decks to have a good shot, and then at that point it's draw and a little bit of play.
This reminds me actually, a shout out to ABR and ABR League. If you want to be part of ABR League, I mean, I recommend it. It's actually a super fun league because you have, as Donutsdad mentioned, there's many different formats that you can be participating in, or there's many different formats in each round, a new format. So if you want to have this experience of different formats, that's the place to be at. So, and awesome people around there. So I really recommend. So it's like go to Discord, find the ABR Discord, and then register there and so forth. I thumbs up for that, and shout out to ABR, by the way. What about if you could have the chance to say to GG, hey, I want to have this format officialized, which format would it be?
I'd probably say adaptive because then that mitigates the opportunity for better decks to win because it puts every deck, if you're playing well, on a pretty equal footing. Even a lot of the data that the other podcast was talking about, the decks are very even. Usually it's one chain different, so you really give yourself a chance in that format. As players, and it's less deck focused. Yeah.
No, I agree. Adaptive. Yoo-hoo! That would be adaptive. Please, GG, bring it back. But what about then if you would have like a chance to decide, okay, what kind of mechanic you would like to bring more in? What would that be?
I know there's some different opinions on this, but I like the things that allow you to draw a lot and do a lot. I do think it's also good to have turns go back and forth, so trying to figure out how to balance those is probably the toughest thing. I know that in my games, especially this weekend, every turn was deciding how to either set up and them trying to decide what they need to stop, and so those forcing good decisions is what good mechanics are based on. Yeah. I do like a lot of things that involve drawing a lot of cards, and it's fun to deal with the new stuff with discarding a lot of cards because it's similar, especially when you have choices to discard and just keep moving through stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. But what's your least favorite mechanic in the KeyForge?
Well, it's a two-way street, but I'll say purging because I don't like it when it's done to me.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. If you would have the chance to purge or like remove one house permanently from the game, which house would that be?
One house. Probably because I haven't done this play style as much, but maybe Dees. I have like one triple control of the week deck that's a lot of fun to play. A couple good Infernus decks, but I guess I tend to go for more yeses than nos, and this is about nos.
I'm feeling the same groove here, Donutsdad. Awesome. If you could have choose a house that would actually receive a gigantic creature, which house would that be, and what kind of gigantic creature would it be?
It has to be Mars. I don't know which creature it would be, but it would probably be good to have it combined with some other creature in some way. Whether that's maybe Ironics with the way they've been using that a lot.
Like one who has like a leash over the gigantic creature.
Yeah. So Mars just doesn't have one. It's generally been my favorite. Even in Code, I really enjoyed. I had one early deck that had a bunch of combat pheromones, so it was fun to mess with all those different mechanics. Exactly. Even before Genka was a thing, but I think Mars needs a giant creature. Agreed
indeed. What about then? Let's see here. I'm trying to remember my questions, but yes. Is it which key do you forge first?
Not the red one, because you got to watch out for Red Baron. It's usually yellow or blue.
Okay, usually yellow blue. Okay, that's cool. Is it Flumph or Gruen?
Gruen.
Hey, Gruen. What about Sanctum or this?
Sanctum.
Hey! And what about Orb of Wonder and Nepenthe Seed?
That's tough, but I go Nepenthe Seed.
I'm okay with that. I'm an Orb of Wonder Sanctum guy, so okay. And then probably the most important question. DT, best set?
I would not say it's the best set, but it has some very good decks. The best alliance I did with self decks was actually out of my Dark Tidings, because I had two really good ones and a third deck that supported it really well.
That was a diplomatic answer, and I like that.
I think I was like 57% win rate in like 20, 30 games, which is the best one out of decks just using my own. Yeah. And that was against some good decks. So
that's awesome. And then finally, have you subscribed to my channel?
I haven't. I will now.
Hey! Woohoo! And by the way, have you received my stickers?
I will hopefully now.
Yes, he will. It was a pleasure to interview Donutsdad, and congratulations once more.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
See ya.